professional astrologer, and in this video I want to talk about Neptune the Mystic. It is my experience that as we are now, as human beings on this planet in this time, we do not really understand the frequency of Neptune. It seems that Neptune is very much about dissolving the boundaries of separateness and understanding that on a very real level, we are all connected, we are all one. As we are now, this is beyond our comprehension. We are all stuck in our idea of our own bodies, our own lives, while we may ideologically or spiritually wish to share, wish to give up the ego, and wish to treat others as we do ourselves. We are constantly confronted by our inability to do so. And if we truly understood the frequency of Neptune, this is what it would be trying to say to us as I understand it. So as we are now, how do we work with this frequency? Neptune tends to manifest in this dissolution process, and this is for better or for worse. So the dissolving of our boundary with the world comes about through several means. One is through the arts, aesthetics, such as music, dance, drama, film. Neptune rules the film industry, photography. So all these kinds of aesthetic expression are being channeled through Neptune. Why? Because they are helping us to dissolve the gritty materiality of this world and to try to find something that is beautiful and based in a way on an illusion. And in fact, everything in this world is based on illusion or Maya, and Neptune exposes that. Because think about the fact that when you are watching a film or you're watching a beautiful ballet or a drama, you become so involved in that presentation, that screen, that spectacle, that you are taken out of yourself. And the boundaries between what is so-called reality and what is illusion are suspended. And in the charts of people who work strongly in these fields, you're going to find a prominent Neptune. So for example, the magician and illusionist David Copperfield, he has Neptune trine his midheaven. Or someone like Bernie Madoff, who is working or was working in the field of finance using deception. He also had Neptune trine his midheaven, and in his whole sign's second house. The second house is about finances and money. So there was an illusion or delusion of the financial world. And this idea of dissolving boundaries and then illusion, which can so easily turn into delusion with Neptune. Because Neptune not only rules aesthetics, but it also rules drugs. Everything from pharmaceutical drugs to recreational drugs, to anything that dissolves the boundaries and tries to take us out of the current situation that we find ourselves in. And a lot of drug taking is an escape. And there's also a small percentage of drug taking which is based on the desire to feel closer to the Creator, to try to dissolve the boundaries of our own separate existence and to merge with something that is bigger than ourselves. And you find that drugs are incredibly popular today among the young. They always have been. The current trend is ayahuasca ceremonies, microdosing with mushrooms, with LSD. There's a lot of vaping going on. It's all about trying to escape and trying to connect as well, because there is such a lack of true spiritual food and spiritual help for young people today. And Neptune seems to come in this way that it, before one can find its mystical side, one is often swept up in the illusion or the delusional side of Neptune. Another area that Neptune is ruling is psychic ability and true spiritual connectivity. So people who are working in psychic or occult fields, they're most likely going to have a strong Neptune in their chart. What is a strong Neptune? Can manifest in so many different ways. Perhaps at the time that you were born, Neptune was stationing, which means Neptune was appearing to stand still in the sky, as seen from Earth. This is going to give you a very prominent Neptune. For example, actress Meryl Streep. She has Neptune stationing, Neptune trine her Mars, Neptune trine her Mercury, and Neptune square her Venus. That's a really strong Neptune. And we see it through her acting ability and her very longevity in Hollywood. Another way to see a strong Neptune is if you have Neptune in a hard aspect, such as a conjunction, a square, or an opposition to your natal sun or your natal moon, one of your angles, your natal Mercury or Venus or Mars. That's going to give you a strong Neptune. Often when we see Neptune configured with the moon, there's going to be a lot of idealization around the mother or around women. And there may even be some mental health issues or addiction issues with the mother or with oneself. With the sun, it could be related to the father. And once again, there are so many different levels that this Neptune can operate. Perhaps there was an experimentation with drugs and getting caught up in delusion when one was younger. Interesting how drugs and the music industry and arts industry are so closely related. And this is all through the frequency of Neptune. And then maybe leaving that behind as one matures and entering on a more spiritual way of being. We have many examples of people with angular Neptunes, Neptunes that are hugging an angle in their chart, which is also going to make Neptune extremely prominent. I'm thinking of the German philosopher Immanuel Kant, who has Neptune conjunct his ascendant, enabling him to dissolve the boundaries and to broaden the mind. Musician Paul McCartney of the Beatles also has Neptune conjunct his ascendant, bringing in that musical ability, channeling that Neptune in a very aesthetic way. What about Neptune right up there conjunct the midheaven with an angle? We've got polymath Leonardo da Vinci and so many. What about poet William Wordsworth? A strong Neptune, allowing that broadness and the dissolution. You know, Leonardo da Vinci didn't work in a single field. There were no boundaries for him. From math to science to art, everything was available. So perhaps that's enough said about Neptune. It's a difficult planet to grasp because wherever you have Neptune in your chart, something is not as it seems. Might be a little bit of deception there. There might be some aesthetic talent there. There might be a spiritual yearning there. But something is not quite as it appears to be. And one needs to really go through the layers to begin to understand how Neptune is operating in your chart. And as you come more in touch with yourself, somehow the frequency of Neptune becomes a little bit more easy to assimilate. I think that's enough in-depth astrology for one day. I look forward to you posting your comments. I read each and every one, and I will see you all next time.